Welcome everybody to the Trades of the Week, where myself, Marcus de Maria, and my head trader, Dennis Salstrom, take you through what we're getting into and out to in several asset classes and different strategies, and show you our results as well. So that's going to be coming towards the end of the video. And we're doing extremely well. And if you want those same kind of results, of course, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Let's get started. Dennis, what's going on? How are we doing with the Buffaloes?
Yeah, let's find out. And what Marcus forgot to say was Happy New Year's, everyone. Welcome
Happy
to 2022.
New Year! I just didn't want to date the video. No, Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
It's a video. All right, so welcome everyone. We are super excited for 2022, and we're starting up in a great way, I would say. On CHPT, we have our stop loss at plus 2%. So if we get a few more bullish days, probably going to be stopped out at plus 2%, which wouldn't be too bad.
Not too bad. But let's hope it carries on coming down.
Let's do that. Yeah, for sure. And then we're now raising our stop loss on WHD. We got a big green candle. Looks like a candy cane, but green. And we have moved our stop loss to break even to make sure we don't have any losses.
So tempting to move that stop loss up even further, but let's see what happens there.
Yeah, see what happens. But the other one that is worth mentioning, Nova is looking to break out now. Hopefully it continues higher. And we're a little bit in profit, but not enough to move anything. So make sure you look over your positions there.
Have you got something with your throat, Dennis? You sound a bit bunged up.
Yes, I've had a very rough Christmas, not breakfast, but Christmas. I had something happening with my throat. I've been talking too much in 2021, and that showed the last week in 2021 as well. But it's getting better now. I'm almost back.
Good.
Yeah.
Stop loss taken with a profit of 2%. So you remember on this one here, Coinbase, where we went in before, made great profits, got in again, went up, and we moved our stop loss up, and then it came down. So we take 2% on that one there. Well done. Congratulations on that one, Dennis.
Thank you. Yeah, this was a good trade. This a really quick trade as well. But since crypto's fallen so much, Coinbase will move very similar. And then we have a couple of new ones for today. And I think the only thing worth mentioning, despite everything else we are talking about with inflation going up, but usually in December, a lot of companies, they sell shares or funds because they want to cut, kind of work with the taxes a bit. They sell their losses in order to make sure they pay less taxes to some extent. And then
you mean businesses do that, or companies do that, or people do that?
I think people and institutions, basically, mainly. But some businesses maybe, but mainly, investors and traders, investors. And what we've seen in January usually is the January effect, where they then start the buyback program. So now they start to build the positions again. So historically speaking, January has been a very positive month. Let's see if that plays out this year as well. And we are off to somewhat a good start there. If you look at the Dow Jones, the 30 biggest companies in the US, we are looking at fresh highs here. So maybe we start the year by creating new all-time highs.
Could be. But on the other hand, we're also overextended as well. So, yes, okay, cool, very good. So listen, as always, we don't know, right? So which is why, especially with the Buffalo, that's why it's such a great strategy. Well, okay, I will only speak for myself. When I say I don't know, Dennis knows. But that's why we are diversified. We're going to make sure that we've got positions going up and positions going down. Segue.
Which is why we are adding a long position on Mara, for example, down at a solid support level, 3 bounces, great risk-reward ratio. Ooh. The only thing I will say on this is that they actually work with cryptos, which means if cryptos goes up, this is likely to go up as well, a bit like Coinbase. But let's see if we do get a bounce from this. I think it could look like a good opportunity. And then the other one, speaking about being hedged, we have a very nice reversal candle here on DOW, or Darwin, orangutan and whiskey. So we have a great reversal candle, good 3-to-1, well, more than 3-to-1 risk reward ratio. And there's a nice pattern. So those are the two we're adding. So we are hedged.
Orangutan whiskey, really? That was a good one. That was a good one.
It could be worse.
Not much, but yeah, that was good. I think everybody understood that. That's the main thing here, Dennis. Absolutely.
That is the main thing. Yeah, keep it
simple. All right, very good. So we're nicely hedged there. All right, moving over. Anything else with the? No, I think we covered that. So let's go on to cryptos.
Yeah,
Holy moly, what's happening?
Cryptos. Well, first and foremost, we have a big purple line in the middle of the chart, which is exciting. But besides from that, I think we're just consolidating.
Sorry, where's the purple line? Sorry, what? Where?
Well, I just removed it. This one. Is it purple?
No, it's blue.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. But that being said, Bitcoin has really been moving sideways from December, the whole December, basically. So we are trading within this smaller range here. What's interesting, I think, is that we are currently at extreme fear when we look at the sentiment, which means that people do believe we are going to go down. They're fearful that we will fall further potentially. And but even though it's we are at worse levels when it comes to fear now at 46,000 than we were at 30,000, which I find quite interesting. But as we've been speaking about before, if this level fails, we could see 40,000 again, which is really the range it's trading within. But let's see if the support holds here. Otherwise, we're utilizing our amazing strategies. So just to give us some more buying opportunities.
Absolutely. Okay. So do we have any, we won't have any profits on anything, I'm assuming.
No profits on this. The only one was the Buffalo, but the only thing is make sure you look over your positions. Cardano down a massive 57% from the high.
Make sure you do your own research, but if you like Cardano with all the smart contracts and things that they're doing in Africa, they're a very slow burner, right? But when they move, they move, you know?
They move.
Ooh, very good, Dennis.
Thank you. I've been working on that a whole Christmas.
You couldn't wait. Awesome.
Theta is another one. We have been, well, I mean, we're down. We have been getting in a couple of times here, but ever since July, it's just been doing nothing basically, but down at really low levels. They have their patent in streaming, which is interesting. So this is one to look at as well.
It is. But do your research. I'm really disappointed with Theta. I mean, I'm really disappointed. I'm not going to say anymore.
But obviously, for 2022, we have some trends.
No emotions, by the way, Dennis. No emotions when investing. No.
Yes, we are eating emotions for breakfast. Well, maybe not. Okay, so we have some of these other ones here that we think will be a big trend in 2022, which is gaming, metaverses.
This is a good one.
It's down 43% at the moment. Might be worth looking at. And the same then with Mana, which is the Decentraland, which is a metaverse with down 47% from the high, could be an interesting one as well.
Only with a strategy, though. Only with a strategy. Make sure you don't just put all your money into this one here, because if you have a look at how exponentially it went up back in 2021, it could also come down. So make sure you use the CCA strategy on this one, guys.
Yeah, or even the small cap, right? But yes, we will probably see
small
many
cap.
of these falling 70, 80, 90% potentially when the bear market comes. So don't do anything crazy here. Don't do anything that we wouldn't do. And then we have Matic as well. And this has been really, really strong, actually. And we have actually seen now that someone is betting really big on Matic. Some whales have been accumulating a lot of Matic.
Well, I didn't want to, I didn't want to tell everybody, but I have been getting into Matic. I have been, yes.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, that's exciting. But yeah, so Matic is something that some people are looking at for sure. And then I can mention DOT as well. Polkadot has also been maybe a little bit disappointing. They are a competitor to Ethereum and many of the layer 1 projects. But now they have just they have something called parachains. And just to say it very easily, they are connecting different projects to their ecosystem. One of the latest one is Affinity, which is a NFT platform. So they are now going to be hosting an NFT platform as well. That's going to be included in the Polkadot ecosystem, which I find interesting. So down 46%, I think is a good one to be averaging into as well.
It's crazy to be thinking that we're getting in at minus 43% on some of these things. These are some really big and good ones that Dennis has been mentioning. But as always, please do your own research. I did recently buy some more as well.
Yeah. And the one we're going to add today is Helium.
Oh, that's interesting. That is really interesting that you should mention that, because I thought about getting in, but looking at the pattern, I should have gotten in, a lot earlier. Now it's come back up again. So I'd be really interested to say, why would you get in now? Because really we missed that drop. That's what we should have gotten into. By the way, I have 2 positions in helium.
Yeah.
Doing
we
2
really should have.
small
I
caps.
agree. But it was not a Tuesday. But no, I agree. We should have gotten into this. But it would being down 30%, I think a good first entry with the small cap. We entered a 25% drop. So our first good entry. And then if it falls more, we can always enter more. But yes, the ideal would, of course, have been down here.
Okay, so you're basically saying this is a good project. So fundamentally, have a look at it for the small cap strategy.
Do your research. But yes, that's one to have a look at. So that's it for cryptos, really. But are you bullish, Marcus? What do you think about 2022?
Yeah, so I am bullish, and a lot of people aren't, as you can tell by the fear index. And that's mainly because there is such a thing as a 4-year cycle where around this time, or really maybe a couple of weeks ago, it should have come back down, but it hasn't. So does that mean it's one of 2 things? One is because when the miners were thrown out of China, things were put on pause for a couple of months. So we might be playing out that 4-year cycle, but just a couple of months later. So this whole bear market might not start until the end of February or maybe even early March. So that's one of the reasons. And another reason could be that there is no more thing as a 4-year cycle, because now that the institutions are starting to come in, they don't tend to buy and sell very quickly. They have got stronger hands than most retail. And so therefore, maybe, and some people think that there is no such thing as the 4-year cycle anymore, that has been broken. So am I still bullish? I am still bullish. However, over the next few months, that might change.
Yeah. And if you follow us on this channel as well, we will every week update you on the technical patterns as well and what's happening in the fundamental view as well. But currently, looking at the weekly chart, we have been creating higher highs and higher lows. And that is what we're looking at here. So we have higher highs and higher lows. So until we break this area, we marked around 40,000 and even the 30,000 level, we don't think we're going to be in a bear market. The chart is telling us, it's showing us a bullish chart at the moment, but make sure you tune in on a weekly basis so we can update you on this. So you will be the first to know. But that's pretty much it for cryptos, I would say, for this week. It's just been moving sideways, basically. Make sure you look over your positions and take.
Yeah, and by the way, just so you know, with our strategies, the CCN, the small cap strategies, we can make money on sideways markets, definitely upward markets, sideways markets, and even markets that lightly come down, right? So therefore, all good, all good. Okay, let's have a look. What do we got for our VCA strategies?
Yeah, so for the VCA, there's not much to update. A lot of them have been falling quite a bit since last week, or not since last week, but in the last couple of weeks. So having PayPal down 40%, I think looks very intriguing. And the same with a lot of these other companies. Pass, a silver company, a silver miner, being down around 32%. Looks
always good to either be in a silver miner or a gold miner, just to be hedged there again, just in case the market. Remember, we've been in the longest bull market since the history of modern day stock markets. So therefore, at some stage there has to be a correction. I mean, there was one, of course, last year, but that was a very quick one. But we haven't had a bear market in a long time. So at some stage it has to come. So make sure you're hedged here.
For sure. Make sure you're hedged. And we are in profit on a few of these. So Intel together with IBM is looking very, very good. So IBM, we're up around 14%. So soon time to move your stop loss. Maybe move it to 10% already, but it looks very, very strong at the moment. A lot of nice green candles. So we're up quite a bit on that, which is nice.
Yeah. What's happening with Square?
With Block, you mean?
Yeah, with Block. Yeah.
It's down 40% at the moment. I think it looks like a really good buying opportunity to get in a first time as well.
It definitely hasn't disappointed us in the past. So looking forward to that. Okay. And do we have a new one at all?
Yeah, the new one we have for this week is Beyond Meat. It's Bind. And what I like about this is it's a growth company, and they have increased their sales growth with 500% over the last 2 years, which is really good. So it's really growing, and it's down at really the all-time low almost.
It was really interesting because, I mean, we've been in this one several times, and it's done really well for us, of course. And this is, an alternative to meat for vegetarians. But what was so interesting was, for the very first time, we were at the cinema to see Spider-Man with the kids. They really wanted to see it, the latest one. And there was an advertisement for Beyond Meat, which was really, really interesting. I'm just wondering whether they're targeting kind of the younger consumer, my 10-year-old or my 12-year-old, maybe. I don't know. But that was interesting because we started discussing it with the kids. They were like, "Oh, what's this, Daddy?" etc. So I don't know. It's an interesting one.
Yeah. So minus 58%, I think, is a great time to use the VSA strategy and get in for the first time. So if it does fall more, we can always get into more positions.
Absolutely. Always do your own research, have a look at the fundamentals, and use a strategy because of the results. And that's what's so important. And this is why we need to look at the results, because all of this doesn't mean anything, Dennis, unless we can show some great results. So let's have a look at those results.
All right, so 2% on the Buffalo, that is. And that was with Coinbase. On VCA, we're still maybe take profit next week on IBM, or if it goes up a bit more. And then the CC and small cap, been averaging down on several positions. Some of them are up, but not enough. So that's pretty much it. Starting off the year strong.
I have to say, look, I mentioned this last time, but that's why it's so important to stick with the Buffalo. Because what we had last time, when we first started, I think it was in August, let's see, almost a year and a bit now. And, you know, the first couple of months in Buffalo were not good at all. We were up and we were down, we were up and we were down. But if you just keep going, because we're aiming for 3% a month, so 36% a year, that's non-compounded, of course. And look at that, you know, so 36%, I think we ended up on 36 or 37%. And now look at that, we're at 55%. So that is awesome. Really, really good. Keep going. That's the thing. And if you want to know more about these strategies, a couple of things that you need to do. One, if you like this video, please do give us a like tick there. More importantly, though, I think for you is that you do hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and do that now so you don't miss out on what Dennis and I, and of course, Keith, are getting into on a weekly basis. And there's an alert button next to the subscribe button, which basically alerts you to when this video of Trades of the Week comes out, because I'm hoping that you want to have these kind of results as well. I mean, 55%, I think, is good in a year and a bit. 815, but on cryptos even more. All right. And again, remember, this is always with a strategy. So make sure you do find out about those strategies. And I was saving the best to last, Dennis. I wish you a very happy new year.